like Lutz said, my name is Lisa. I am 24 years old and I'm from Norway. I got introduced to the FitLine products in 2009. And at that time, I had a very regular teenage life. I was in school. I had a pony at the time. I was really into that. I was competing usually every weekend. And surprisingly, to many people, I was very tired. I slept very bad. I was stressing a lot. I really wanted to do good in school, and I wanted to do good in the competitions on the weekends. And at the same time, I wanted to be social. And in the end, it just didn't work out. It was like having a burnout at 13 years old. And people told me, "You're so young. You should not be tired. You should be full of energy, full of life." And I really wished that I was. And at that point of my life, my mother brought home the FitLine products. And I cannot say that I believed in it very much in the beginning. All right. I didn't want to hear about it. I didn't want to take it. Eventually, she said, "It's working on your family, so you're going to take it. No question." And at first I thought, okay, it tastes okay, so it's not so bad. I will maybe take it. Maybe not when she's not looking. So as I started taking it a few days, I was maybe 5 days in of drinking the products, I started feeling a big difference. After my first Activize, I felt red and I felt something. But after 5-6 days, I really started feeling that I was more awake in the morning. When I came home from school, I didn't feel like I have to sleep. I could go straight to the stables. In the evening, I fell asleep instead of laying awake, worrying about what the next day will bring. I just fell asleep. And because it was working, I was thinking, okay, I want to take this. It was not a force anymore. I started really taking it, and the results, they just continued. So I was very happy, but as a 13-year-old, you're not proud of drinking vitamins. So I was making sure not to tell anyone about it. I kept it at home and I didn't mention it for 5 years. So for 5 years, I was drinking it in secret. Then I was a little later, of course, 5 years later, in kind of high school, and I went to a party. Still, I had a very regular life. Now I just had some more energy, better sleep. I did better in school. But, you know, I felt better. I got to join my mom for a Europe tour with PM, and that is why you see the picture at the top right. That was my first experience kind of with the people and the business a little bit. And why I put this picture in there is because it's a moment that I remember very well to this day. I was sitting alone on the Europe tour. I got to join my mom. And at this table, you see a group of young Swedish people. They were 5-6 years older than me. I thought they were really cool. But I was sitting with my mother. I didn't approach them. I thought teenagers and young people are not really nice to each other, so I'm not going to meddle with the cool guys. And one of them saw me sitting alone with the older people and came and said, "Hey, why don't you come over with us? We're having so much fun." And I was so set back and I thought, wow, what a nice thing to do. And he brought me over there and they really included me. I felt so incredibly included. They were all so friendly. And I thought, wow, those are really, really great people. I want to come here and I want to meet them again, maybe next year. So in school, a little bit later, I hope I can go to the next slide. Yes. What happened is I accidentally started the business. I went to a party. This was then, I believe, in 2015 or 2014. And I brought my Activize with me. And this was the party you see to the left. You can see a red glass in the picture. If you look very closely, there's the Activize behind the glass. And I brought that Activize because I was in a rush. I went to the party and I thought, I'm going to need that if I'm going to get through the party. And people started asking me, hey, Lisa, what are you drinking? And I said, oh, it's just some energy stuff. I just needed to kind of get the party going. And they said, can we also taste? And they all wanted to taste. I didn't do anything except bring the active ice, make myself a drink, and they all immediately wanted it. So I thought, that's strange. The next day, 2 of the people asked, where can we buy this stuff? That was cool. That was working so fast. We felt so much energy. We want it. And I thought, I don't know. I have to ask my mom. And my mom helped me sign then my 2 first team partners. And they said that this business opportunity sounds really cool. We would like to go to a business academy. So I thought, if my cool friends think that a business academy full of ladies over 50 years old is cool, then maybe I should think so too. So we all decided to go. That's the first time I really, truly heard about the business opportunity. And I thought, God, I wish I gave it a chance and heard about it before. So that's what I did. I heard about it and I said, this is great. I'm gonna try. And in the first month, I made manager, which is the first key position. And I thought that was really cool, 50 euros extra in a month. So cool. I just told my friends, I just brought the active ice with me. If that's all I have to do to make a business, then okay, cool, I can do that. So I started doing it a little bit more. I brought my active ice to school. I brought it to the stables, to the competitions. And as I thought, people started asking, what are you drinking? Can I taste it? So that's really how it started. And the following month, I also made it to sales manager. And for a short while, I was really happy as a student with 250 euros extra a month. That's financial freedom. So I was very, very happy with that. And my first experience with the regular job was during a summer vacation. I got a job at a bakery. And at this bakery, I kind of felt what a normal working life is like. So I worked from 9 to 5. I had maybe not the greatest colleagues. The job was okay itself. But my colleagues were always in a bad mood. They were always complaining. Customers were always complaining about something. And I found myself that I come in every morning with a big smile. And when I left the job, my smile was gone. I was exhausted and I would just, I wasn't in the same mood anymore. And there was also no benefits. I just worked and I got my hourly pay. And then comparing it a little bit to what I was doing in PM at the time, slowly making my way to IMM, like Lutz also mentioned, in my graduation month. Also, my friends joined the business. We thought nobody needs this more than young people graduating, studying, and at the same time partying. We needed it, and they all needed it. So we achieved that together in the graduation month. But what I realized is I'm having so much fun. It's only positive people. Every time I go to an event with PM, I come with a smile and I leave with an even bigger smile. I'm more excited, I have more energy, and it was just not comparable to, the other summer job. Maybe you can tell from the pictures on the left and on the right in which place I look the most happy. I think that is pretty clear. And at the top picture, you see actually 2 of my first team partners. The one girl to the right of me, she actually joined just because she thought, hey, people in my class are doing something cool and I want to join. She didn't know anything. She just saw that we were having fun and that's why she wanted to join. And she's still with me today, still one of my best team partners, actually. And also the one to the left, I met at the bakery job and we both left that job together and working together with PM. So that's really, really cool. At the same time, I got a car. I was driving to my school in a brand new Fitline car. Nobody else in my class had that chance to drive a brand new car, which was additionally paid for. And I couldn't really understand at that point. I was so into what I was doing that I couldn't really understand the people who said no. There are always people who are going to say no and not understand what you're doing. And I thought, how can they not? How can they not be excited? Look what you have here. You know, who else has the opportunity to drive a paid car? Or who else has the opportunity to go on a paid vacation with only positive, really, really great young people and to work with your best friends? You know, it's just, for me, I cannot really understand the people who can't understand it, you know? But that's, of course, just a part of it. So what happened when I finished school is that I realized I don't want that bakery normal type of job. I don't want to go on to study. This is working so well. I'm going to go all in, and I'm going to go for VP. And I'm going to set a goal that at the end of this year, I'm going to leave with my horse to the United Arab Emirates to compete. Obviously, a very, very expensive thing to do. You have the opportunity there to make more money when it comes to horse riding, but you need to get the money to fly the horse there. And what if something happens? What if my horse gets injured and I cannot make money? I need to have a passive income, and I knew PM was the way to do that. So I got together with my team that summer. We all decided, let's reach this goal together. Let's all do it together. And we did meetings every single Monday where we invited new people every single Monday for that entire summer. And when it came to October, I had made my vice president's team. I put my horse on that plane and I left for the United Arab Emirates alone. And as you maybe can see on the pictures, that all happened. And something really crazy that I want to mention is I do have a vision board from many, many years ago, and it looks almost exactly like what you see here today. There's a picture of Dubai, there's a picture of somebody swimming with a dolphin. It was a big, big dream of mine since a little child. I always wanted to go to Maldives. That was also something we were able to do through PM. And I wanted to have great, positive friends who were just encouraging each other to reach their goals and also to work for my own goals, you know, not to work for somebody else's dream or have somebody tell you do this or that. But really, I want to work for me. I want to put those things on the vision board and I want to make those dreams come true for me, you know? And that's exactly what happened with clear focus, just knowing what you're going for and go for it, of course, together with your team. And I want to tell you really shortly how we've been working. Because when I started PM, like I said, when you went to a business academy close to my city, there would be mostly women over 50. So I kind of felt like we didn't fit in. But we got the message, we knew what it was all about, and we thought this is a great opportunity for young people, and we need more young people to see what this is all about. So kind of how we do it is, of course, the same way as everybody else. It's about talking to people, really. So even if it is bringing your Activize wherever you are, or calling people over the phone, contacting people on Facebook, there are so many ways to get in touch with people and get that appointment. Of course, the goal is always in the end, get that appointment, get to tell your testimonial, and give them the opportunity. A lot of people say no, and a lot of people also say yes. So to tell you a little bit about what we're doing on social media, it's contacting people we know, but also contacting people that we don't know. It's a great platform to reach people all over the world, and sometimes we even have challenges. Who can text with people and who can have the fewest messages until they get to an appointment? So we find people that we think they look great, they look like they maybe want to get something out of their life, they maybe look like they like travel, and we tell them, hey, great profile, I really like what you're into, I also love traveling, where are you from? And then you're in touch with somebody that maybe you never knew or are on the other side of the planet. So that's a small tip if you're looking for working a little bit more on the social media side, that you really have the chance to get in touch with people all over the world that you would never have met or been able to contact otherwise. Also, we use stories, like you see maybe some examples here where you just post teasers, and it happens sometimes that people text you, hey, what is that? So great way to kind of get the attention of people. Lastly, it's to have fun and go to meetings and have fun together. We do some team events where we do team building, and that we really just enjoy each other company, even if it's not about the business, that the team is just together and we're having fun. Because seriously, if you're not having fun, then what's it all for, right? Lastly, this is what my life looks like more or less today. Unfortunately, not the past year, because we have been sitting mostly inside, but really it's a dream come true. And if you go back maybe 5-6 years, I would have never thought that this would be a reality. I thought this was something you dreamt about at night, or maybe you thought, maybe if I win the lottery, that's how my life can look like. And it just takes small steps every single day to get there. And really not that many years. It maybe took me 2 years to be able to achieve some of those really, really big dreams of mine. And to have that total freedom today, I am engaged to a wonderful man who is also working in PM. So together we have the ultimate freedom. We have financial freedom. We have time freedom. We can really do whatever we want. And that one picture in the middle where we are with our friends in Paris. So our friends, or these are team partners of ours, and they have really become our best friends meanwhile. And I could say, this year I would like to go to Paris for my birthday. And not only me and my fiance could just do that, but also our friends could join, because they also don't have to go to a regular job. So we all have that freedom together, and that just makes it not only great, but so much greater. And really, it's just a dream. Of course, it's hard. I set my goal that I contact 10 people every single day, and it doesn't matter how I do it. It has to be done. 10 people every single day. Follow up the people, make sure that they get the results, so you have a stable income, you have satisfied customers, and just bring positivity into it. Really have fun with what you're doing. That's really the key. If you're having fun, you will attract also the right people. And I think there's only 2 ways to fail at network, and that is 1, to do nothing, or to quit. Really, those are the 2 only ways to fail. Otherwise, we're just learning or growing. So I really hope you got some tips out of my presentation today. I'm very, very grateful to speak to all of you. And also, I'm so excited to hear the parts from Eastern Europe, which I've never heard before. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me tonight. And I really, really hope that soon we can all see each other face to face again. So thank you very much.